Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show the final on my Polar Lights James Bond figure. As you can see, it's a 1/8 figure, him looking around a brick wall of some sort. I don't think this is a capture of a scene from the movie of any one of them, but it would have been done around Goldfinger, because they do have the Odd Job that came out at the same time. So somewhere maybe in that movie, which I can't remember the scene even being, but this is also the one that I did the static grass tutorial on, so you can actually see like the static grass in the final position, or in the final build. So we'll start with the face of Sean Connery. Now this is the first figure I've ever done before, so I'm actually quite happy with the way it turned out. I've looked at a few tutorials on how to do it. The one thing that I kind of came up with is the eyes. The black, I actually used a wire to put the dimples on, or the pupils on. Actually gave me a nice round look. The sweater, I think the box called for blue. I figured it would actually be a black or so, but I figured blue would look good. I did a lot of dry brushing on that. So I primed everything, or I put everything together of his torso. This hand was included on this part, the other hand was separate. But I glued everything together and took the seam lines out. I left the seam line on the shoulders. I did fill a little bit of it in places, but I did leave that there because if you look at your sweaters, they do have a seam line there, so I did keep those there. But I did about 4 colors of blue, dry brushed on there. That way I can get all the recesses, all the creases, so like in this area here you can actually see all the creases. Get plenty of texture. Back to his head. On the top of his head there was a seam right here, and so that seam went, right in here, and where that seam was is they had no hair texture, so I glued it together and hid the glue seam, and I took an X-Acto knife and actually scored some hair in that area that I was playing, because before it looked really bad, and then I sanded it so it took all the rough stuff off of it and just left it kind of plain. But it actually turned out pretty good. So on the legs I did the same thing. I glued them together, sanded those seams down to they're nothing, painted a normal primer gray, used craft paint on it, gave it a base coat, and then I kind of did lines of the next other colors using dry brushing and kind of a wet blend to give it a look of texture, so it kind of has a nice khaki pants kind of look. Gave him white tan socks and a leather color shoe. I didn't want to do no weathering on the shoes because of being James Bond, he has the, you know, the nicest clothes, so they would be pretty nice shoes. And here you can actually see the static grass. I actually had it where he was stepping down on it, so you can see it's kind of coming down and over and coming over, you know, laying down. So it'd be like him actually walking in the tall grass, so having the tall grass kind of weirdly around him. It comes with a plaque. I did not glue the plaque down. It actually sits just fine in there. That way if I want to take that out for pictures, I can. But it's just a flat black. I've taken enamel gold and just lightly went on the raised part, so that way it's not too fancy. And onto the tree. The tree, I just painted just a normal standard flat brown, and then I brought it in and did some dry brushing. Try to do a lighter color in here, but not too light because it's probably been cut open for a while. A lot of dry brushing, and then I did a couple washes on it. And then the base you saw in the how-to static grass video, where I had the base actually painted. So the base was actually painted, and then I painted the rocks a gray, did some dry brushing, and then did a wash on it. But you got some rocks actually hidden down here. Did all the tall grass in that area. I painted all the edge black, give it that cool look. The brick wall, I just picked random bricks and did a couple colors. This is actually just a flat gray I started with, and then I painted the certain ones with acrylic, and then I did some washes on it. So I did a black wash, a brown wash, and kind of an orangish red wash here and there, and kind of blended it in together, so that way it ain't just one color wash. And then I made sure I put a little bit of static grass on this side here to keep the character going. So that is my James Bond figure build. This was the first time I ever doing one of these, and I actually think I got myself hooked to these as well. They're a lot of fun. A lot of detail in the prep work. You gotta make sure all the seams are gone, and man, a lot of time hand painting. You actually have to do a lot of blending, dry brushing, and stuff like that. So I'm very happy with this. Also, another thing, on the barrel of his gun, I did drill out a little hole. It's hard to see in this video, but it's there. And on his ears at the top, there was, you know, for the molding, there was a piece of plastic that kind of looped upward. I trimmed that out, made his ears look more like ears, detached from the top of his head. A lot of little things like that actually makes these look so much better. I do have Odd Job. I don't know how soon I'm going to get to him. I just wanted to get to James Bond kind of sooner than later, and be able to put him on the shelf. One of the little kit in between the other builds to break up the being a car build all the time. So let me know what you guys think for the first time ever doing a figure. I think it turned out really good. So I think I kind of got myself hooked to those as well. I will probably do a Monsters build. I got the Monsters living room diorama Polar Lights figure and that looks pretty cool. I'll probably do that for a Halloween build to give some fun during Halloween. And then I do have the Monsters 2 cars. I might try to do that during the month of October. So I probably trying to get some of these builds done that I've started, and that way I have room for all that. So until next time, guys, I hope you have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye.